When someone from your past reaches out, it can stir up many emotions. The excitement, the curiosity, and even fear can all collide at once. It's easy to let emotions drive your decisions, but it's crucial to pause and reflect before reacting. Today, we'll look into the most common mistake people make when they hear from someone they once had a deep connection with. Understanding this mistake can help you avoid getting caught in a cycle that doesn't serve your best interests. One of the biggest mistakes people make when hearing from someone they used to care about is reacting too quickly. It's natural to feel excited or anxious, but responding without thinking can lead to regrettable decisions. When emotions are high, we may make impulsive choices that are driven by the past rather than the present. Taking a moment to breathe and think before responding allows you to gain clarity on what's best for you. The urge to respond immediately can also come from a place of longing or nostalgia. You might want to relive the good memories or fix what was once broken. It's essential to remind yourself that the past is behind you, and reaching for something that no longer serves you may lead to emotional setbacks. By pausing and considering your current feelings and needs, you give yourself the space to make a more thoughtful, grounded decision. Avoid the trap of seeking closure or validation from someone who once played a significant role in your life. Closure doesn't come from external sources. It comes from within. It's about understanding that you're strong and whole on your own without relying on past connections to make sense of the present. Reflecting on what you've learned and how you've grown since that relationship can help you put things into perspective. When you do choose to respond, take time to craft your message thoughtfully. Ensure that it's aligned with your values and what you truly want, rather than what you think they might want to hear. This pause before reacting will help you stay true to yourself and protect your emotional well-being. Another common mistake is reopening old wounds by allowing someone to step back into your life without considering the emotional consequences. If your past relationship ended in pain, conflict, or heartbreak, it's important to ask yourself if you've truly healed. Reconnecting without giving yourself the necessary time and space to heal could bring back old emotions that you're not ready to face. Often when someone reaches out, it can feel like an invitation to revisit unresolved issues. While it's understandable to want closure or to understand what went wrong, the process of healing should never depend on someone else. Reopening old wounds without the proper emotional tools can delay your healing journey and leave you feeling more confused and hurt than before. Before allowing anyone back into your life, it's important to check in with yourself. Are you truly in a space of healing, or do you still feel vulnerable and raw? Sometimes the most empowering choice is to maintain your distance, allowing yourself to continue healing without the influence of past relationships. It's also essential to reflect on whether re-engaging with this person will bring anything positive into your life. If the relationship was toxic or unhealthy, reopening old wounds can prevent you from moving forward. Ask yourself if reconnecting is a step toward growth or if it will keep you stuck in the past. Another mistake that occurs when someone contacts you from the past is settling for less than you deserve. You might feel like you're supposed to give them another chance, even though your heart knows that things were not right in the past. It can be tempting to fall back into old patterns because of comfort or familiarity, but this often leads to repeating old mistakes. Your worth is not defined by someone's past actions or apologies. Just because someone reaches out doesn't mean you have to open the door to them again, especially if they haven't shown real change or growth. Settling for less than you deserve means accepting a version of yourself and a relationship that doesn't align with your growth and current aspirations. Take a step back and evaluate what you truly want in your relationships. Are you looking for a genuine connection, respect, and mutual growth? Or are you being drawn back into the comfort of familiarity? It's easy to settle for the familiar, but true growth happens when you allow space for healthier, more fulfilling relationships to blossom. Don't let nostalgia make you settle for something that no longer serves you. When you prioritize your worth and happiness, you will naturally attract relationships that align with the person you are becoming, not the one you once were. Don't compromise your standards just because of past feelings or the fear of being alone. You deserve a relationship that honors your value and your future, not a replay of past mistakes. A critical mistake people often make when hearing from someone they used to be close with is not setting clear boundaries. Boundaries are essential for maintaining emotional well-being and ensuring that you're not reopening yourself to toxic behavior or patterns. When someone contacts you, it's important to establish what kind of communication is healthy and appropriate for you, rather than falling back into old habits. Without boundaries, it's easy to fall back into emotional patterns that can lead to confusion and hurt. For example, you may feel obligated to respond immediately, to listen to their problems, or to pick up where you left off, even if that wasn't a healthy dynamic. Setting boundaries allows you to protect your emotional energy and ensure that your interactions remain respectful and aligned with your needs. Start by clearly defining what you need in any relationship. Ask yourself, what are your limits? What do you expect from others? By setting these boundaries from the beginning, you send a clear message about how you want to be treated. This is not about being rigid or closed off, but about protecting your peace and well-being. Setting boundaries also allows you to decide how much space you need in the relationship. You can maintain contact at a level that feels comfortable for you without sacrificing your needs. Boundaries give you the power to decide who enters your life and how they affect your energy, allowing you to choose the relationships that truly nurture you. The past can hold a powerful grip on our emotions, and when someone contacts you, it can feel like a direct link to the past. It's important not to let that past control your present reality. While it's natural to recall the good times, clinging to past patterns can prevent you from experiencing the growth and happiness you deserve in the present. The key to moving forward is to recognize that the past is a chapter of your life, not the entire story. Yes, it has shaped who you are today, but it doesn't define you. When you allow someone from the past to re-enter your life without considering how it impacts your present, you risk getting stuck in old patterns of behavior, thoughts, and emotional responses. Reflect on how much emotional energy you're willing to give to the past. Is reconnecting with this person helping you evolve, or is it holding you back? Choosing to focus on your present and future will allow you to grow and thrive without being tethered to past experiences. Recall that you hold the power to control your narrative. Don't let someone from your past dictate your emotional state or your direction in life. By staying present and committed to your growth, you ensure that your choices reflect the person you are today, not the person you once were. A significant mistake that people often make when they hear from someone they've been involved with is seeking validation from that past relationship. When someone from your past contacts you, it can stir up feelings of needing their approval or confirmation to validate your worth. This urge to seek validation is common, especially if you were once emotionally invested in them. Allowing someone from your past to validate you can undermine your sense of self-worth and prevent you from fully stepping into your personal power. True self-validation comes from within. It's about recognizing and appreciating your own value, independent of anyone else's opinions. Relying on someone else for validation only gives them the power to control how you feel about yourself. If your worth is tied to external sources, it's difficult to grow and develop a healthy self-esteem. The past can bring comfort, but it can also trap you in a cycle of seeking approval from others, often to your detriment. The key to breaking free from this cycle is to shift your focus inward. Remind yourself that your worth does not depend on someone else's opinion of you or your past actions. Start practicing affirmations of self-love and self-worth to reinforce the belief that you are whole and complete as you are. When you stop seeking validation from others, you open yourself up to building confidence from within, which is more sustainable and empowering. By distancing yourself from the need for external validation, you allow your own internal voice to become louder. Recognize that you have the ability to affirm yourself, set your own standards, and create your own path forward, free from the constraints of past relationships and their influence on your current emotional state. When someone contacts you from the past, it can sometimes trigger the desire to revisit old memories and even rekindle what was once lost. Clinging to the past or living in nostalgia can prevent you from truly accepting the present and all the opportunities that come with it. The past may have been significant, but the present is where growth, change, and progress happen. Reconnecting with someone from the past may tempt you to relive memories, but this could hold you back from experiencing the richness of your current life. Living in the past means you're not fully engaged with the present moment, which is where your true power lies. It's easy to get caught up in what used to be, especially if the memories are positive or if you have unfinished emotional business with that person. Yet, the more time you spend in the past, the less you're able to enjoy the present and make decisions that reflect who you are today. To live fully in the present, it's important to recognize when you are holding on to something that no longer serves you. Reflect on whether reconnecting with someone from your past aligns with your current values and goals. Is it helping you move forward, or is it simply a way to fill a void left by unhealed wounds? Choosing to live in the present involves being present in your relationships, your self-growth, and the opportunities available to you now. The present is where you can build the life you want, free from past constraints and limitations. Letting go of old connections or memories that no longer contribute to your growth allows you to create space for new experiences. When you accept the present, you open yourself up to the possibilities and adventures that are waiting for you, ones that align with who you are now and who you are becoming. Unresolved emotions from past relationships can be a powerful force when someone contacts you. These emotions may range from hurt and resentment to longing or regret. It's easy to get swept up in the whirlwind of feelings, allowing them to cloud your judgment. When you let unresolved emotions dictate your reactions, you risk staying stuck in the past and repeating unhealthy patterns. The most important step to breaking free from this cycle is acknowledging your emotions without letting them control you. When you receive a message from someone from your past, take the time to check in with yourself. What emotions come up for you? Are you feeling anger, sadness, or a sense of unfinished business? Recognizing and processing these feelings can help you gain clarity about how you truly feel rather than letting them overwhelm you and make decisions for you. Healing from past emotional wounds takes time, and it's important to give yourself the space to feel and heal. You might not have fully processed the emotions tied to that person or relationship, and that's okay. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back and explore your feelings. Consider journaling, meditating, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist to help you work through your emotions before you make any decisions about re-engaging with the person who has contacted you. By doing the inner work to process your emotions, you allow yourself to release the past and move forward. Rather than getting lost in the cycle of unresolved emotions, you gain the power to heal and choose a path that is aligned with your well-being and personal growth. Another mistake many people make when they hear from someone from their past is repeating the same mistakes they made before. If the relationship ended because of unhealthy patterns, behaviors, or unresolved issues, it's easy to fall back into those same dynamics. Reconnecting without recognizing and addressing past mistakes often leads to the same problems resurfacing. It's important to reflect on why the relationship ended in the first place. Did you and the other person have unhealthy communication habits? Were there issues of trust, respect, or boundaries that were never addressed? If you haven't both made significant changes, there's a high chance that the same issues will arise again. Before deciding to re-enter the relationship, ask yourself if both of you have grown and learned from the past. Rather than falling into the comfort of old patterns, take time to evaluate how much has changed. Have both of you done the work needed to create a healthier dynamic, or are you simply seeking the familiarity of the past? If you can't identify real growth or change, it may be best to stay away, as you risk repeating the same mistakes that hurt you before. Choosing not to repeat past mistakes doesn't mean cutting ties with someone completely. It means recognizing that sometimes the healthiest choice is to move on and allow both parties to grow independently. Growth comes when you learn from your mistakes and choose different actions that lead to positive outcomes. When someone from the past reaches out, one of the most common mistakes is disregarding your personal growth. If you've been on a journey of self-improvement and healing, it's essential to honor that growth and not let it be overshadowed by someone who might not have evolved in the same way. Re-engaging with someone who hasn't shown growth or who doesn't respect your personal development can hold you back from continuing to thrive. Your journey is your own, and your growth should be your priority. If the person who reaches out hasn't respected the changes you've made or doesn't acknowledge your personal development, they might be holding you back from continuing to evolve. You've worked hard to get to where you are, and allowing someone from the past to disrupt that progress can be detrimental to your emotional and mental well-being. Before considering reconnecting with anyone, take a moment to evaluate whether their presence aligns with the person you've become. Do they honor your journey, or are they stuck in the past version of you? Your growth deserves to be nurtured, and sometimes that means creating boundaries with those who cannot respect your evolution. By prioritizing your personal growth and recognizing when it's time to let go, you empower yourself to continue moving forward. Surrounding yourself with people who support your growth and who are aligned with your current values is key to maintaining a healthy and fulfilling life. Don't allow anyone to take away the progress you've made.